Next up, we chase down early fall perch that are putting on the feed bag as the water finally starts to cool down. These fish are predictable as they seek out sand flats and edges that hold bait fish. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Lindy Fishing Tackle and Yamaha Outboards. There was our first perch of the day.
There you go.
Oh my God, he might be a decent one to start. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That right there is what we're gonna do today.
Oh, there's one. Oh, there's a little guy. Oh,
there are plenty of them here. Look at that. What a great start to the day. Here's what we're gonna do today. Dave Cowan and I from L&M Fleet Supply are going to perch fish. And you know, when it comes down to it, I think perch are the most overlooked panfish there is. You know, let me tell you something else. I think they're the best tasting.
oh, it's delicious.
And I am looking forward to a fish fry tonight. That's a good keeper to start our day, probably a 10-inch perch. We're gonna get bigger ones. We're gonna get a ton of fish today, and we're gonna show you exactly how to do this, because I'll tell you what, this perch fishing, I think it's some of the most overlooked pan fishing that you can do.
There we go. There's a nice one. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. Ooh,
Oh, there you go. Look at that, John.
That's what we're
Nice
here to
fish.
catch right there.
Man, that's a nice perch.
That really is.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what, let's talk a little bit about location here and how we're catching these fish in the spot we are and why this spot is good, okay? One of the things perch do as we head toward those fall months, you get into September, is they love these sand flats,
Sure.
okay, because there's minnows everywhere. One of the things you'll see on the screen is there is bait everywhere. So what they do is they get up in this 8 to 10, 8 to 12 foot stuff on sand flats, and that's what you're looking for. Now, one of the keys today, we've gone up in the middle of the flat, I've gone out off the edge of the flat, but the majority of the better fish we're catching today are right on the edge. Man, I'll tell you what, they're easy to identify too. I mean, you look at the sonar, you can see them all on this Humminbird.
Yeah.
And one of the neatest things about perch, I'll tell you, we're fishing a clear body of water today, okay? And with all these clearing waters, you know, Leech, Cass, Winnebagosh, all these places that are perch factories, one of the things that's really cool about perch fishing that I've always felt is the walleyes make it hard for you to put the boat right over the top of them. The perch don't care.
Sure.
They're a lot more curious. They'll stick around. Yeah. They're not gonna run on you the minute your boat comes over the top. Nice fish, that's a good one,
that was
man.
a great one, yeah.
Let's find a couple more of those.
All right.
This is a good one. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's a better one. Look at that one.
Oh yeah. That's a
what
nice
we're after
perch right there.
That's a nice perch. Probably an 11-incher. You know, one of the neatest things about perch is here's a great example. I'll tell you what, Dave and I were planning on going crappie fishing today, but here's what we're up against. It's the end of September, and if you live in the north, you know right now that fall bites just haven't started happening. We started the day today at 66-degree water temp. Look at that. What a beautiful fish. So what's happened is the crappies are not out and into their fall patterns yet. They're still up in the weeds in a lot of places. We were talking this morning about a secret lake that Dave won't tell me about that's got a 20-minute bite at dusk every night right now for the crappies.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
So here's the deal. The one neat thing about perch is, let's say you were on a vacation up north and you came up here thinking it was crappie time, and you have a scenario like we have right now where the water temps just haven't cooled off and some of those bites are just not happening with this elongated summer. One thing about perch is they get into a fall feeding pattern a lot earlier. So it allows you, you know, right when you get that water temp down from that mid 70s to about 70, you can sit in spots like we're sitting in today and you can catch plenty of perch. And these perch, when it comes down to it, I'll tell you what, they taste just as good as any crappie. So just because that crappie bite you might have been planning on today isn't working, at that point, don't stay home, don't skip fishing, go out and chase some perch, because I'll tell you what, they're aggressive and they're fun to catch. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Hey, we're getting some bigger ones now here, John. Look at this one.
What do you got?
Yeah,
oh, look at that. Man, I'll tell you what. It's a neat thing about perch. Sometimes they just get bigger as the day goes on.
Yeah.
They get more aggressive and they'll bite all day.
Yep.
Hey, let me show you real quick what we're using. Dave throws that one in the live well and I'm just getting baited back up. This is the new B-Max Lindy live bait jig, okay? It's that same Lindy live bait jig that you've been accustomed to, but now it's in the B-Max material. What's great about that is it's completely lead-free, okay? It's harder than lead, so you can see it on your live sonar better. And because it's harder than lead, it's got better feel. I mean, you can really feel everything you have going on with that jig. That's a brand new Lindy live bait jig in the B-Max. And the B-Max is also a material we're using in the new Max Gap jig and the Lindy jig. So across the board in the Lindy jig lineup, you're gonna find a lead-free alternative that costs a little bit less than tungsten and it catches fish equally as good. I mean, it's the real deal. Yep. It's amazing how you can tell the difference. Let me explain this to you. This is another giant.
Geez.
Look at that one. Let me
nice
tell you
fish.
how I knew this though. Ooh, you got a big one there too, don't you?
No, there he
Oh!
goes.
Let me tell you how I knew the difference. This fish, plunk, and then they held,
Yeah, yep.
okay? When you get that, just sit there for a second like I did, and then set the hook, okay? Give him a second to get it the rest of the way in. That might be the biggest one we've got
I think
today.
it is.
I bet he's knocking on the door of 13 inches. But here's the thing, this fish, when he bit, look at that perch. Man, he's a giant.
Man.
When he bit though, it was just clunk, and then he just sat there holding it, and I knew. I mean, I knew.
Yep.
That's why I said to you, Dave, this might be a big one.
This might be a big one, yeah.
And that's the result right there. Man, that's cool.
Nice fish.
That's cool. One of the things I'm trying to share with you, though, out of all that, in my excitement for the size of that perch, is don't be too hasty when you feel that clunk. A lot of times you just got to hold there for a second and then set the hook once you see that fish in your rod tip and feel that little bit of weight. Because ultimately we can tell the difference. I mean, there's a whole ton of fish you're not going to see today that we knew were little fish when we set the hook, just by how they bit.
Yep.
But the big ones, man, you can tell. It's clunk, and you can set the hook, and it's just, you're stuck. I mean, it's just a good fish right there. That feels like maybe a decent one.
Yeah.
I think. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Look at that one. Man,
Nice fish,
look
John.
at that.
Jeez, the color, the yellow and the
I know,
orange.
isn't that a beautiful
That's
fish?
Unreal.
That is something else. Let me get this fish unhooked and we're gonna show him to you. We're gonna call that a wrap to the day, but I'll tell you what, this perch fishing, this is fun stuff. And everything that you saw us do today, everything you need to do this, you can find right at your local L&M Fleet Supply store. Look at that. What an awesome fish.
Nice fish.
That is just cool. Before we go though, I want to have Dave just take a minute, tell you a little bit about L&M and some of the great stuff you guys got going on, because this is the fun side of it, but what these guys do behind the scenes is just phenomenal to make sure that we can all go do this stuff.
Yeah, thanks, John. We're really growing like crazy. We opened up our first store in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan last spring. This spring we opened up our second one in Marquette. Great, beautiful store, all sorts of new products. And one of the things that I do and really focus on is how do we continue to grow? And so we're building a brand new 200,000 square foot distribution center right in our hometown of Grand Rapids. And that's going to open up this winter in February. And in order to continue to grow, we need to upgrade our computer systems, and so that's keeping me really busy.
I bet.
But it's great. The growth is great. The company is, it's a family-run, family-owned company, and we take care of people and treat people right. And I tell you what, I'm thrilled to be a member of that team.
Yeah, as am I. In
Right.
an advertising partner, and a big piece of it for me, and you've heard me say this on Destination Fish a lot of times, my wife and I shop at L&M. We live in northern Minnesota, and when it comes down to it, we can find anything and everything we need at an L&M Fleet Supply store. It's not just outdoor equipment. It's not just the stuff we think of when we're outside doing a fishing show.
Right.
You name it, L&M's got it. So make sure when you're in that area, northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, that you stop into that local L&M Fleet Supply, because they've got everything you need. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.